Hard to beat coffee, especially in this cup.
Good old grandpa.
Good old grandpa. Took a while, but I finally got to be a grandpa, so that's cool. Anyhow.
And I have tea in my grandma cup.
No, you don't. It's hanging there.
Well, I always drink tea in my grandma cup.
I drink coffee. I'm not a tea drinker.
But on this cold day...
it's actually quit snowing. We probably got 10 to 12 inches of snow outside, I would guess. And they're calling for 10 more inches. But right now it quit finally, so that's fine. But anyways, we have beans that we're going to can, dried beans that we're going to actually try to can up. We found the recipe. I shouldn't say we. Heather found a recipe online. So we're going to try it that way, and if it works out, then we'll do more. If it doesn't, then we'll do it a different way. But
we've never
canned dried beans before, but we do like dried beans. We eat a fair many of them. So what this calls for is 1 cup of dried beans, and we rinse these off. 1 cup of dried beans per quart. And then until they swell up, they'll be full. So normally how we store our dry beans is in half-gallon jars, and we vacuum seal them. But we're going to try this and see if it works. If it does, then we'll have more fast food meals when you're busy. Which in the summertime we get busy a fair bit.
Yeah, a lot.
When it's go time, it's go time, you know.
And it's nice to have something prepared and you just dump it out of your jar and you know where it came from and how you did it. And
right. And our canner only holds 7 quarts, so we're going to try 7 quarts. Hopefully this works out.
I hear the lid.
And
lid's probably neat.
I'm going to turn it off. No, because we're not ready yet. That's not boiling yet.
To turn the rear.
Oh, wrong one. Rear. Turn it off. Right now we got the canner heating up, and in this it calls for boiling water. We're not going to put water in it. We're going to use beef broth, and the beef broth is what we rendered out of a beef that we bought. I'm not sure where this beef came from. I think this one came from the Norris Homestead, which ain't that far away. I used to work with the guy that has that place. He no longer works with us, so we buy our beef off somebody else now. But as old as what these were 2022 jars of beef broth. I'm pretty sure that's where they came from. So we got all them filled, as you've seen. Now this was boiling, so it takes 2 cups of water, what the recipe calls for. But like I said, we're using beef broth, and per quart. So this is a 2 cup. So we'll see if I can do it without making too big of a mess. I can't quite fill it 2 cups. So I'll just use 1 cup and then do it twice.
Got the lids in the boiling water. But they're taking off. Well, he's getting these ready.
It says in the recipe salt's optional. We're going to opt out of the salt. Filled it a little fuller than I expected it to, but that's all right, hopefully. The beans swell a lot when they cook, so we'll see. Guess worst could happen. Blow the lids off the jars in the canner.
Well, done that before?
Oh yeah, we'll be first time.
Why not again?
Right?
That looks beautiful.
Does, don't it?
Yeah. So if you have extra time on your hands over the winter and you're in an area that gets snow all winter and cold and you're stuck in the house, why not do more prepared, get more prepared and get stuff in your pantry
Right.
and put aside
And,
for,
and dry beans are pretty cheap. You know, you can go to Sam's and get a 20-pound bag of beans, and you don't have to can them. You can just get the beans.
and that's what we did,
That's where these come
I don't know,
from.
what, a year ago?
Probably last. Yeah, we got these last winter.
And we put them into jars and
We talked about canning them, and we never did. And today it's 14 degrees outside and snowing. So what else are you gonna do? I know what I ain't gonna do.
what's that?
Go out and plant a garden.
I wish we could.
It won't be long. About a month, we'll be starting seeds. Anybody interested in starting seeds or anything like that want to know more about when to start what, let us know in the comments, and we start a lot of seeds for our garden and for the nursery. So if you want to learn a little bit more on how to start seeds, that was a miracle right there. I got that
Right
two
at
cups
two
right off the first try.
Nice.
Just let us know in the comments. I got a lot of seeds to start, and I know exactly when I'm starting every seed that we're going to start this year, and I even know how many seeds we're going to start. I'm a spreadsheet freak, so to speak.
That is
If you want to
a
learn,
definite.
if you want to learn a little bit more about that kind of stuff, let us know, and we will gladly do a video on what we're starting and when.
I'm glad he knows how to figure all that. And he then puts out the paper. I'm like, okay, this is the day I'm getting these seeds ready. And
Well, we do a lot. We sell a lot of plants to the auction. We sell a lot of plants at the farmers market. We sell a lot of plants here at the nursery, and we grow a lot of produce.
yeah,
And if you don't know when stuff's going to be ready, tell you what, it's going to be close on the broth. Quarter cup short. You believe that?
I wondered.
They
That's why I
will.
kept that jar up there. But
A little bit of water ain't going to hurt nothing.
that's why I rinsed out the jars a little bit.
And that means the lids are ready. That was perfect timing.
Yeah. But I'm just seeing if there's any air bubbles that need out of it, and wiping it off to get any excess off so that the lids actually go on and seal.
So if we was doing something sweet or something with a lot of sauce or whatever, she would have used vinegar and wiped that ring off. She wouldn't have just used water and a paper. She would have used paper towel regardless, but now she's putting lids on, and we did boil the lids. We boil them for 5 minutes. Don't know that you have to, but we always do.
Yeah.
A lot of things you see nowadays says you don't have to do that, but
we used.
Them's all used
Yeah,
lids
these
anyway.
are used
So.
lids, and we do use lids, and we've
We'll use
never
them.
had a problem with them. We use them for
We use them twice. We don't use
Twice.
them more than that.
because if they're too marked up, you can't read what's on it, and then it's like drives you crazy because you can't read what it is.
And if the lid's still in good shape, if the ring is still, or the lid is still in good shape, the flat, you can still use it, but not to can with. We don't throw them away necessarily. We use them to, like if we open up a jar of whatever, we'll use it to reseal it.
Yeah. I hope this turns out.
Me too.
I read two different ways of canning the beans, and this way sounded not just easier, but it sounded like it was our way. Sounded like a way we would like doing better. So
just so y'all know, this is not FDA approved what we're doing right now. So
yeah,
if you want to do it at your own risk. But
yeah, this isn't.
They recommend you soak your beans overnight. And then other articles we read that if you do that, then your beans get too mushy and they're not done how you want them. So we decided to do them this way.
And there's been many people that has done them this way and not soaked their beans, and it's turned out, and they haven't had no problems for years. So
Yeah.
why not give it that try? And if it works, then you know it works, and it's saving you a whole lot of time.
Exactly.
So I'll let him go back to the next part,
which is putting them in the canner.
We trade off and on jobs.
We always do. I shouldn't say always. Sometimes she cans stuff when I'm at work, but normally we can stuff together. More times than not. And
Very true.
We have a fair many canning videos if you want to go back and look for any of them. I'll leave a link to them below. I'm pretty sure I got a playlist. If I do have a playlist, I'll put them down below.
We can beans, corn,
green beans, beets.
Canned meat, but I don't think
that we don't
have a video on because I did that while he was at work.
Yeah.
But it turned out really good.
Oh yeah.
If you've never had canned meat before, you're missing out.
Where's and we just gotta. I think it's a Presto, I think.
Yeah.
I always like to push down a little bit when I turn it on there, just because. Which it's backwards from where it normally is.
No.
I guess it's not. That thing's always in the back.
Yeah.
So now we got to wait till this steams for 10 minutes before we put the weight on it. And where we are, the weight's 15 pounds. I'm not sure how long we can these for, but we'll tell you that when we put it together. So now it's starting to rattle. It took probably roughly a half hour to get to this point, roughly. Normally on our stove, of course we use gas, we turn it down to about 6. And it'll hold the rattle about perfect. And we set the timer for 90 minutes.
90 minutes of course, and 75 minutes it says in our book for time. And like we said earlier, this is not USDA approved method. So
yeah, the time is and the pressure is what the book says, but the way we put them in the jars is not.
Yeah.
So
just keep that in mind.
Yeah, so this here in an hour and a half, 90 minutes, at that time we'll take it off, turn it off, and take it off the stove and put it over here. And it normally takes about a half hour for this here has to drop. There's a thing back here that's popped up. It has to fall down. That way you know the pressure's out of it before you open the lid up. You can't just pop the top off of that. It'll blow your jars up. So just when you pressure can, you got to make sure you let it settle. And that's got to fall before you can take it out. But we'll show you that when we take them out of there. It's done. The thing went down, so the pressure's off. So you can pop this off now. You got to wait till that's down before you take this off. I usually use these so I don't burn my fingers, because there's still steam coming out. When you take something hot off like that, you always flip it back away so if the steam comes out, it doesn't burst you in the face. These actually look pretty good, what I can see of them so far.
No lids bust off?
I didn't know, not a one. And look how full they are now.
Oh, wow. How nice is that?
They look good.
Huh?
Really look good.
Awesome.
Yeah, they look pretty good actually. So these, we'll definitely eat a jar of this week one night to make sure we like it, and if we do, we'll probably can some more up. But
Well,
no,
that looks awesome.
yeah, it does. It looks really good.
It's like perfect amount
It
in the
is.
jars.
Yep. 1 cup of beans and 2 cups of broth or water, or whatever you want to use. Works pretty good.
Looks like we could have done just a little more of both.
You could
Fill
have.
it up more.
You
but
could have. So these are canned for 90 minutes, the same as what meat's canned for. So we have some ham chunks back here that we've got chunked up already. So if we like these, we'll probably put ham in each one of these next time we do
There's
them.
enough room for it.
We'll put a little bit of ham because there is enough room. Maybe just a little bit more broth. Probably instead of 2 cups of broth, we'll probably use 2 1/4 cups of broth, maybe,
Probably.
and just a small amount of ham chunks. But that's going to work out perfect.
Yeah. I'm very excited to try it. Smells good too.
It does smell good.
Oh man.
You shouldn't. Yeah.
Guess I'll have to make some homemade bread to go with them.
You'll have to. So that'll work. We'll have a jar of this week to see if we like it. And if we do, then next week's supposed to be nasty again. So we'll probably make a jar more up if we do like it. I can't imagine we won't, but never know. So we'll let them set right there till tomorrow. We'll label them up, make sure they're all sealed, and put them away. So that's pretty much it. So anybody that wants to try this, like we said already, this isn't FDA approved. So do it at your own risk. But personally, I don't.
7 meals.
Exactly, that's 7 meals. Exactly, that's 7 meals. So, yeah, everybody needs to have some food put back. Whether it's you buy it, like these beans, we didn't grow them beans. We bought those beans. The broth we made from bones off of beef we got, but you could buy store-bought broth, or you could even just use water like the recipe called for. Personally, I'd rather have a little bit more flavor in it, so we use beef broth. And we do it again. We may use chicken broth, or we may use pork broth. But either way, we make our own broth. So, but yeah, it's pretty good. Hopefully it's going to turn out good. We've never done it before, like we said, but hopefully. But everybody needs to have some food put away, whether it's a lot or a little. You got to have something put back for hard times, because you never know what tomorrow may bring. You may fall down, break your neck, and not be able to go back to work, or all crap might break loose, and who knows, you know?
Yeah, then you're stuck in your house.
You never know. You never know. So be prepared somewhat. You ain't got to be fully prepared, but you got to be somewhat prepared for anything. So till we meet again, take care and God bless.
See ya.